Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive digital product bundle that claims to solve, well, pretty much the absolute biggest bottleneck for online creators today. A lot of creators spend upwards of 40 hours just agonizing over the design of a single digital product before they even make a dime. So today, we're taking a look at a resource called the Inner Healing Vault. It's a digital library that's been sparking a ton of conversation in the digital product space lately. We're going to unpack exactly what this vault is, critically analyze the specific licensing model it uses, and really look at the actual math behind its super eye-catching launch claims. If you're at all interested in the creator economy or digital wellness products, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this breakdown. If you sell digital products, you already know the pain, right? You're constantly stuck choosing between two kind of terrible options, spending literal weeks designing one single workbook from scratch, or, actually getting to the business of listing products and making sales. The source material highlights this exact friction point. We've all felt that universal dread of sitting down with a coffee, opening up Canva, fully ready to build your digital empire, and then 6 hours later, you're staring at a layout that somehow looks like a high school PowerPoint presentation from 2004. Yikes. And resorting to generic free templates, well, that often just leaves your brand looking cheap. Building a modern, high-converting healing journal takes serious, concentrated effort. It's the classic creator's dilemma. Every single day you spend tweaking fonts, adjusting margins, and writing content is a day your competitor is already launching and capturing your target audience. Section 1. Inside the Healing Vault. So, diving right into it, these aren't your typical clunky PDF templates. Let's look at a few examples, starting with the covers for the Become Unrecognizable Self-Reinvention Workbook and the Listening to Your Body Somatic Healing Workbook. They feature some really cohesive, high-end aesthetics and super clear, guided pages. But what makes this absolutely crucial for modern consumers is that they are fully digital-friendly. That means they're optimized for tablet apps like GoodNotes, often featuring hyperlinked tabs and fillable fields, while still remaining entirely print-ready. It's a really intentional and honestly necessary step away from those thin, low-effort text documents that used to completely dominate the digital resale space. Take the Healthy Relationship Boundaries Workbook, for instance. This vault isn't just offering surface-level live, laugh, love advice. Not at all. It's packed with structured exercises and prompt libraries that cover deep, highly specific therapeutic concepts. We're talking about heavy-hitting frameworks like trauma recovery, internal family systems, which is the psychology of understanding our different subpersonalities, and acceptance and commitment therapy skills, which focus on psychological flexibility. Now, summarizing these complex psychological frameworks correctly requires hours of meticulous research and careful copywriting. By having these concepts pre-packaged into accessible, highly visual frameworks, creators are totally saved from having to distill heavy behavioral science all by themselves. The variety offered here is actually a bit staggering when you look at the sheer volume of it all. Moving well beyond standard mindfulness, we have the Daily Dopamine Menu and Rewire Your Brain workbooks, which pull heavily from habit building and neuroscience. In total, there's a whopping 52 unique workbooks. They span over 10 different healing and growth niches, even dipping into unexpected categories like astrology, feminine growth, herbal wellness, and career planning. It's really designed as a comprehensive, massive safety net of a library. Basically, a creator can tap into this reservoir regardless of their specific niche, giving them the ultimate flexibility to test different markets or rapidly pivot their brand without ever having to start from square one. Section 2. Decoding Unrestricted PLR. So what does this all mean? Well, Unrestricted Private Label Rights, or PLR, means you're buying a digital asset that you can fully rebrand as your own. This is literally the engine that makes a vault like this operate. Unlike standard commercial licenses where you might have to pay ongoing royalties or credit the original author, unrestricted PLR means there are zero watermarks to remove and absolutely no attribution required. You basically take the file, slap your brand's logo onto the cover, and it legally becomes your proprietary product. The absolute biggest takeaway here is that once the transaction is done, you, the buyer, keep 100% of the profits forever. Pretty wild, right? The source material refers to this as having do almost anything rights, and the utility here is just massive. Imagine walking through a hypothetical week with just one of these workbooks. On Monday, you could list it as a standalone digital download on your Etsy or PayHip store. On Wednesday, you could slice out 3 pages from that exact same workbook and offer it as a free lead magnet to rapidly build up your email list. By Friday, you could format the whole shebang into a physical, print-on-demand journal and publish it globally on Amazon KDP. Or, you could take 5 related workbooks and package them as a high-ticket bonus module for an online course. Once you hold the rights to the vault, those assets are completely yours to manipulate and monetize however you see fit. Section 3. The 10-cent NAS. Okay, pricing digital assets can definitely be tricky, but the creators here have laid out their valuations super clearly, creating a very specific logical argument. They estimate the design, copywriting, and formatting value of this entire 52-book collection at $1,488. And honestly, if you were to go out and hire a competent freelance copywriter and a graphic designer on Upwork to build 52 individual research-backed workbooks from scratch, you would easily blast way past that $1,400 mark. Now, the regular retail price for the Vault is listed at a much more accessible $47, but the current launch special brings that number down drastically. The entire vault of 52 workbooks is currently priced at a one-time launch fee of just $5. $5! And here is a genuinely surprising fact. Verified by affiliate review data from our sources, there are 0 hidden upsells. Anyone who has operated in the digital product space knows the standard industry playbook. Usually, you buy a product for $5, and before you can even download your file, you're trapped in this crazy maze of 3 different $97 one-time offers. Well, the affiliate dashboard confirms that just isn't happening here. It's a flat, one-time payment of $5 for lifetime access to the complete library. Let's just pause for a second and do the math on that. $5 for 52 premium workbooks breaks down to roughly 10 cents per workbook. A single guided workbook of this quality usually retails online for anywhere between $12 and $27. If you buy this vault, rebrand it, and sell just one copy of one workbook on your very first day, you have entirely recouped your investment and are already operating in profit. It's a no-brainer. The return on investment here is undeniable, completely removing the financial risk for side hustlers, established coaches, or brand new creators who are just testing the waters of digital sales. Section 4. Launching your wellness empire. So who exactly is this built for? Well, because these are plug-and-play assets, they allow creators to completely bypass the agonizing design phase and instantly focus on marketing. Etsy and Gumroad sellers can literally fill an empty shop with dozens of high-quality listings overnight. Therapists and counselors get beautiful, ready-made homework resources to just hand right to their clients after a session. Pinterest creators and bloggers get instant, high-converting lead magnets to grow their newsletters. It's essentially instant inventory for anyone operating in the wellness, productivity, or personal growth space. It is, however, critically important to highlight the source's responsible use disclaimer. While these workbooks cover sensitive clinical topics like trauma and the nervous system, they are explicitly educational, self-reflection tools only. They are not in any way substitutes for professional medical or mental health care. Buyers who rebrand and resell these materials are strictly responsible for their own marketing. So, for example, a compliant claim would be, use this workbook for daily self-reflection, whereas a totally non-compliant claim would be, this workbook will cure your clinical anxiety. It's entirely on the reseller to ensure their business remains ethical and legally sound under platform rules. This leaves us with a final thought to ponder. If the massive bottleneck of researching, copywriting, and designing a product from scratch is completely removed from the equation, and the financial cost of entry is essentially zeroed out, what's actually stopping you from building the digital product business you've always envisioned? The assets are right there, ready to be rebranded and launched. The next step is entirely up to you. Thanks for joining.